Since we are reading APJ Abdul Kalam's story, My Childhood, an extract from his autobiography, Wings of Fire, and today is his death anniversary. So, in order to pay tribute to this great soul, I'm going to read some quotations which he spoke for you, for everyone, because he always felt that when I die, don't consider it as a holiday, rather work for one more day. He was such a workaholic. Karma, duty comes first. That he always believed that duty should always come first. And that is why, see how ironical it was that he was such a dutiful and hardworking man, that when he died, that also on a stage, on a dais, while working. Great man. So even God listened to his prayers and he gave him death while working. So see, I have some important quotes. You have to dream before your dreams can come true. You have to dream before your dreams can come true. Okay, so don't stop dreaming, but only dreaming will not make it large. Okay. Unless India stands up to the world, no one will respect us. In this world, fear has no place. Only strength respects strength. Yes, this was for India. That don't show your weakness to the world. Otherwise, world will stop, respecting you. And I think this goes for everyone. That if you will show your weakness, then people will stop respecting you. Show your strength, because only strength respects strength. You remember that very poem, wind poem, that if you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun. Yes, Shivangi, very good. So basically what happens, wind also says so. The great message wind is also carrying, that wind put out weak fire, but it helps to grow the strong fire. So if you are a fearless, fireless person, then everyone will respect you. Okay. Let us sacrifice our today so that our children can have a better tomorrow. This is for we generation. The frequent cutting of trees, the misusing of natural resources, and other things. So he is saying these things to everyone. God, our creator, has stored within our minds and personalities great potential, strength, and ability. Prayer help us to tap and develop these powers. Yes, he was actually a religious person. Religious person doesn't mean that you are forgetting all your duties and sitting before a temple or in a mosque. No, but karma, as Swami Vivekanand has also said, do your duty. Karma, Gita में भी कहा गया है कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचनम. So everyone is emphasizing on duty. And what is your duty nowadays, my dear children? To study, to work hard, because there is no shortcut to success. आप सोचते होगे कि मैं 2 दिन पढ़ के एग्जाम्स दे दूंगा and you will get good marks. Maybe in this examination pattern and system you will get good marks, but knowledge के लिए तो you have to work every day. We teachers are also studying every day, because we just want to refurnish ourselves with the new current knowledge. So never stop yourself. Fine. Okay. We will be remembered only if we give to our young generation a prosperous and safe India, resulting out of economic prosperity coupled with civilization heritage. That was for everyone. When he was president of India, he always used to say that next generation, they should inherit a great India, a safe India, okay, prosperous India. That was the to succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. That is for you, my dear children. To succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. Devotion, dedication, patience, practice, perseverance. These are the key. These are the key to success, parameters of success. Single-minded means, okay, a time will come that you will be indecisive what to do, what not to do. That poem you all remember, Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost, that also highlighted on the same issue. What to do, what not to do. But fine, this is the problem. But still, you have to have that single-minded goal. Yes, I want to become an engineer. Then you will keep on working. Engineer and doctor is not the only goal. I also want to be a nice human being. So you have to work on your, life skills, inculcate some values. If your parents are saying something to you, you should listen. Ha, mama is saying, that means it is right thing. Okay, so single-minded devotion, that is very, very important. Difficulties in our life do not come to destroy you, but to help you realize your hidden potential and power. Let difficulties know that you too are difficult. Wow, what a wonderful line. That means difficulties in your life do not come to destroy. If you ever, now we all feel whenever there is some problem, oh God, why God has chosen me? Why am I the only fellow? But even I'm thinking, you might be also thinking, while going through some difficult situation of life. But no, that is not so. Actually, you all have tremendous qualities and capabilities in yourself. So God gave you that moment to analyze, that yes, you have so much potential and power in yourself. So never underestimate the power of common man. याद है ना dialogue? So never underestimate your power, because you are a powerful being. You are a powerful being. अब ये तो बताया ही था. You cannot change your future, but you can change your habits, okay? And surely your habits will change your future. Now, future is unpredictable. Past is gone. Present is the only moment. So regarding that, he said that it is not up to, we are not magician, we are not something, a saintly person, that we will change our future. Okay, but yeah, our present habit or present doing will help us to change our future. So that he has said. Okay, so many more. Dreams is not what you see in sleep, it is the thing which doesn't let you sleep. Very important for you. Yeah, yes, Shreya Singh, that I'm going to read. A dream is not that you see while sleeping. Very good. Dreams is not what you see is in sleep. It is the thing which doesn't let you sleep. That means if you have dreamt of becoming something great in your life, then keep on working hard. And then you will see that in order to chase and fulfill that dream, how wonderfully you are going to complete your job, your work. Okay. So this is, so my dear children, dream, don't stop dreaming. Dream is very, very important. Okay. We and dreams are inseparable. So don't stop dreaming. But that dream doesn't mean that you will keep on sleeping all the time. But dreams, in order to fulfill your dream, you have to work hard. Now, see, these are a lot of quotations. I can't read in 1 hour or maybe 2 hours, but these are so important. So, what was the basic message? He wanted to bring an awareness, not only in you and me, each and every individual. And specifically, he has a lot of expectation from you, youth, next generation, builder of nation. Only you children have the power and potential to bring the change in this society. We are also doing our part. I'm also doing whatever job, whatever duty has been assigned to me or your parents or everyone is doing. Our generation is doing. But simultaneously, we want you to give this opportunity also. And that's why education is so important. And thank God your parents are so kind, so considerate that they are sending you to a good school. Maybe during this pandemic, we are facing a lot of problem. You are not able to come to an offline classes. That is okay, because life is more important and precious. We cannot risk your life and health. So for that reason, but we are trying to provide you all the, I don't know why children are not coming for these classes, but those whoever is coming every day. I know, I can see the set of children every day coming to these classes. You tell me, children, do you feel that you are benefited, or you think that it is a waste of time? What do you see? What do you see? What do you feel? Because videos we are uploading, fine, that is a way of showing. But coming to online classes at a particular time, don't you think this discipline is so essential in our life, especially at this stage of life? No? Aryan Kamal, am I wrong? Don't you think that these classes
No,
are
ma'am.
quite beneficial? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So I can see the same set of children coming every day. Yes. Yes. So this was the reason that if you want a shortcut in your life, maybe then you can never achieve the destination, dream destination. You all are might be having a dream in your life. Dream तो सबने देखा है. एक destination भैया I want to engineer, doctor बनना की बात नहीं है. I'm trying to say successful life. Successful in every aspect, being a good human being. Obviously, education is very important. Being successful in your career, in your life. See, the APJ Abdul Kalam's life has so many, different shades. He was he was our president also, missile man also, educationist also. He was motivator also. See, different shades. Such a nice personality. मैं तो बहुत impressed हूँ उनके life से. So my dear children, learn few things, and this is the best way to pay our tribute. What is the best way? That let's remember his words, his golden words, and let us try to fulfill all our dreams as he has expected from we and from you specifically. Okay? So now let's get back to work. उनका काम ही यही था कि don't waste time in all the, formalities, and be dutiful. So let's start our duty, and our duty is to, my duty is to explain you things. My duty is to teach you, preach you, love you, and your duty is to study. Okay, children? So let's study about his life once again. So what did he say? Every child is born with some inherited characteristic, obviously inherited, which you are getting from your parents. Maybe if your parents are kind-hearted, you will also inherit. If they are, whatever, not only physical inheritance he is talking about, but emotional inheritance and other characteristics also you are getting from your parents. Because whatever you are observing in your family, you also want to have, you want to adopt the same thing. If you have seen, agar aapne dekha ki your mummy is a kind hearted lady, she is always helping everyone, so definitely automatically that part of behavior will also be your personality. No, if you see your papa is a sweet fellow, very soft spoken, he is never angry, then what will happen? You will also have the same kind of quality in yourself. You will also speak in a very low voice. Okay, you will love people. So this is the thing. Now into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. So he simply says whoever is there, the elder person, they will love you, they will do these things, and they will help you, cuddle you in this manner. The figures of authority, whoever is the guardian, whoever is the parents, they will actually help you in this manner. So that was his saying. And so he says, and what he is now talking about, socio-economic background also he talked. So now he is saying that I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father, from my mother. I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my three brothers and sisters. Now he is coming to this point why he said so. He simply said that basically, 1 minute, a little problem has occurred. Hmm. So when he is saying about all these things, that for a child, the figure of authority is who? His parents. And obviously, next figure of authority can be you, me, teachers, okay, anyone who is actually a role model in your life. So a person who has that authority on a child. So he says that whenever a child is born, he has some qualities which he acquires from his elders in his family, and that depends upon the social status of the family and the environment at home. And that is why he is coming to this point that from his father, he inherited honesty and self-discipline, because his father was also like that, an honest person, a self-disciplined person. And his mother, she was such a kind lady. Uh, as he has given you example also, that she used to feed a lot of people, and other qualities also she was possessing. That's why she is saying that from my mother, I inherited faith in goodness. Yeah, still goodness is prevailing in the society despite having lot of insensitivity. I always used to say, oh, this world is full of insensitive people. But my dear children, simultaneously this world is full of good people. During this pandemic, you have seen that how people were helping other people. So many examples are before us. No, so he says that there is faith in goodness and deep kindness. So he too was a kind-hearted man because of his mother. Huh? And yes, we have seen throughout his life, and not only he, his siblings, his brothers and his sisters also inherited these qualities from his parents. So basically, this entire family was a kind-hearted, good-hearted, basically very nice family. Now we are coming to his friend circle. Okay, very interesting friends he had. I had three close friends in my childhood: Ramanatha Shastri, Arvindam, and Siva Prakashan. All these boys, were from Orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. Orthodox, strict, रूढ़िवादी लोग जो होते थे. Now see, he had three best friends during his childhood. And they all, their name can itself tell you, Ramanatha Shastri, Arvindam, and C. Prakashan, they belong to very strict Hindu Brahmin families. And in those days, there was a lot of disparity. Yeah? And Muslim, Hindu, still, I don't know what is happening, but I don't feel that nowadays in a classroom, when you are sitting with a Muslim boy or a Muslim boy sitting with a Hindu boy, he ever asks, because friendship is far away from all the boundaries. No, we don't ever select a friend because he's of your caste or your religion. We just select friend, the one who is very close to you, whether he is, despite having any of the caste, any of the religion, any of the family he is coming. If he's nice, if you have a nice frequency, match hona chahiye, nahi? And then only. So thank God things have changed nowadays. We never ever bother that from which religion you belong, specifically in a school, in colleges. We don't ever care for all these things. I don't know that some families are still Orthodox. Thank God my family is not, I am not. And in fact, most of you are not having this. We have become broad-minded, and we love and we respect those people who are having brains, not because he is of my religion. So in those days it was difficult because there was a lot of problems prevailing in the society. There was a big wide gap between Hindu and Muslim. And still this boy, he had all three friends. They all belonged to the strict Hindu Brahmin families, and they were ardent followers of their religion as a children. But that place was wonderful. I can say that a small place was wonderful, where even not only he, but their families are also not thinking, they don't know about the religion. Doesn't matter who is Hindu, who is Muslim. As children, okay, and none of us ever felt any difference amongst ourselves because of our religious differences and upbringing. Now that there is lot of religious difference between a Hindu and a Muslim family, the upbringing. Nowadays, it is not so, because we all are having the same setup, same background, and same, but still little bit of differences are there that will always remain because of our practices, religious practices. But in those days, there was a lot of difference. In fact, Ramanatha Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. And religion, as he said, that it was not a barrier in their friendship. There is a very famous temple in Rameshwaram, the Rameshwaram temple, very famous religious place. Okay, still today also Hindu used to visit as a pilgrimage. So Rameshwaram temple, and his best friend's father Ramanatha Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, who was actually the priest of this temple. Just imagine. Okay, and even so, even if he was coming from a Muslim family, but during his childhood he never felt that he is close to these Hindu boys. Later he took over the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple from his father. In the later years also, his friend became the main priest of the same temple when these friends grew up. So he became the main priest of Rameshwaram temple. Arvindam, what did he do? He went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims. He started a business of transporting the pilgrims to and fro from the Rameshwar temple. And the third one, Siva Prakashan, became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. So he became a catering contractor in charge of catering. So in this manner, now they all, and still he is in contact with them. But see, they never took privilege of his power, position, and he also never obviously lost the friendship. So in this manner, just see imagination that during his childhood, coming from different religious background, different type of families, but how they all were happily, unitedly, they were living at that place. Now he's saying, during, you can see in the picture also, during the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam. Kalyanam, Kalyanam कहते हैं marriage ceremony. Okay, Kalyan Utsav, basically. Okay, it is means a marriage festival. In South India, marriage is known as Kalyanam. So Lord Rama and Sita's marriage is called Sita Ram Kalyanam ceremony. Okay, depiction of Sita Ram marriage ceremony. So he's saying that during the annual Sri Sita Ram Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats. His father was a boat rider, so with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord Rama from the temple of the marriage site situated in the middle of the pond called Rama Tirtha, which was near our house. Even the Ramayana and from the life of the Prophet, events from the Ramayana and from the life of Prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. Imagine, just imagine this family. First of all, he is saying that whenever the Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony used to take place, his family also used to take part in it. Okay, they used to arrange the boats for it. They used to make a special platform on the boards on which the statue of idol of Ram and Sita were placed and transported from the temple to the marriage site, which was in the middle of the pond named Rama Tirtha. And that pond was very close to his house. So when he was growing up, he never thought that there was any difference between Hindus and Muslims, as they all participated in the Hindu festivals happily, enthusiastically, wholeheartedly. Imagine. He never had that feeling that, oh, because they were in fact, I say that their credit goes to their parents, their families, that they never differentiated between Hindu and Muslims. Okay. So I will definitely say that this credit goes to them, because it is role of parents also to bring awareness. And then he is also saying that APJ is also saying that they listen to the stories from the Ramayana, life of Prophet Muhammad, from their mother and grandmother, as a bedtime stories. Hindu gods also, Muslim gods also. So there was no differentiation of grounds of religion. And their parents, I say their grandparents, grandmother, although we used to think, okay, dadi hai to orthodox hongi, he superstitious hongi. No, Imagine in that era, 1940s, when people, और उसी वक्त में क्या हुआ था, separation of India, याद करो, है ना? 1946 and 47, the India was burning because Muslim demanded for a different nation, and then the entire India was divided into two parts, Pakistan and India. When we were fighting in the name of Hindu, Muslim, people were dying, and there was lot of clash all around the country. At that time, this was the family, this was the area, you can say, Rameshwaram, where people were unitedly leading a life. There was no discrepancy, no differentiation between Hindu and Muslim. Great. So I say that APJ was a great man, but the credit goes to his entire community, family, है ना? One day when I was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram Elementary School, a new teacher came to our class. I used to wear a cap which marked me as a Muslim. Muslims का जो वो होता है cap, and I always sat in the front row next to Ramanatha Shastri, who wore the sacred thread. Sacred thread समझ रहे हो? Jano. The new teacher could not stomach, लिखा है, could not tolerate a Hindu priest's son sitting with a Muslim boy. Now see, I told you that what was happening in the society. So he's also sharing one story, small anecdote, that a new teacher has came to their school. Okay, so he still remember that he used to obviously it was as when he was in 5th standard, he was in Rameshwaram Elementary School. A new teacher came to his class. As a Muslim boy, he was wearing a a particular type of cap which Muslim used to wear, and that is quite enough for the teacher to identify him as a Muslim. His friend Ramanatha Sastri, we all know that he was son of the priest of Rameshwaram temple, obviously a Hindu Brahmin family. He used to wear the sacred thread worn by Brahmins. Now these children were in class 5, and for a new teacher, it was difficult to tolerate that a Hindu boy, that a Hindu boy sitting with a Muslim boy sitting with a Hindu priest's son. And then what did he do, you know? He started to bring difference. अब देखो यहीं से ऐसे ही that's why the entire community या कह सकते society was divided. People like this fellow. In accordance with our social ranking, as the new teacher saw it, I was asked to go and sit on the back bench. I felt very sad, and so did Ramanatha Shastri. He looked utterly downcast, sad, depressed, as I shifted to my seat in the last row. The image of him weeping when I shifted to the last row left a lasting impression on me. Now, it was difficult for this new teacher to tolerate that a Hindu boy sitting with a Muslim boy. So what did he say? He asked APJ to go and sit on the last bench because you belong to a lower rank of the society. Lower rank because he is a Muslim. So Hindu Brahmins used to think they are the upper caste. So he says that you belong to a lower rank of society, so you are not supposed to sit on the first bench, and that also beside a Hindu priest's son. Now, obviously, they were children. They were very small. So both the children felt very sad. So, but as instructed by the teacher, they have to listen to the teacher. They cannot argue. They were very small. So APJ, he went back, sat on the last bench. Ramanatha felt very bad. And while writing this book, when he was writing this autobiography after many, many, many years, APJ says that I still remember the image of my friend Ramanatha Sastri crying. And it left a lifelong impression on me that how my friend was feeling for me. This was the friendship. So It is still remembered. He still remember. Anyway, that happened. After school, we went home and told our respective parents about the incident. Now, it was not a complaint. These children, they did not want to complain, but it was a normal conversation, a normal information. As you go back to your place, what do? You simply have a conversation. What happened in the school? How was your day? Any important, any very peculiar thing had happened, then you definitely share with your parents. So he also did that. He still remembered that they both children went home and told their parents about the entire incident. And then what happened? Lakshmana Sastri summoned the teacher. Summoned means to call. And in our presence told the teacher that he should not spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in the minds of innocent children. Yes, that was the step they took. So Lakshmana Sastri called the new teacher, scolded him, also told him that please do not kill the children's friendship by putting this, discrimination of caste, this venomous, poisonous mindset where you are simply trying to be discriminating children in the name of caste and religion and bringing venom to their innocent mind. Poison, venom, समझते हो ना? So we are not going to tolerate this. Don't spread the poison, venom of social inequality in the name of religion. So communal intolerance, we are not going to tolerate this. Please don't bring this. He bluntly asked the teacher, bluntly, strongly, direct manner, okay, listen, to either apologize, apology, say sorry, or quit the school and the island. Yes. So directly he came to the point. Listen, go and apologize before the entire community and the children that it was your wrong move, or second option you are having, quit the school and island, quit your job and leave away, because we cannot tolerate a person who will bring this kind of disparity in the society. Not only did the teacher regret his behavior, but the strong sense of conviction, a strong opinion Lakshman Sastri conveyed ultimately reformed this young teacher. So definitely Lakshmana Sastri, he was good in his job. So the teacher started having that regret. उसको बहुत पछतावा हुआ. The teacher asked sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshmana Sastri's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. In fact, he changed the mindset of that teacher. He changed the mindset. Listen, you are not going to bring any kind of discrimination among children or in the society in the name of caste and religion. This is not tolerable.